In this week's IoT Radar, we're going to discuss cybersecurity, ransomware. What else can we discuss? The big question, of course, is I have everything secured. I have the door closed. I have the windows closed. But who can I trust with the keys of my house? Now, I have Jan Guldentops here. And Jan Guldentops, he dedicated his whole career to cybersecurity and talking about it. And I'm asking him about, Jan, who would you trust with the keys of your house?
Well, that's one of the problems. It's not only the keys to the house these days, because it's more the keys to the kingdom. Because they're basically hacking and breaking into the large players in our digital economy, right? We had SolarWinds, which is basically the keys to almost all American government and a lot of other big enterprises. In the background, staying out of the picture was Microsoft that had been breached. Now they have Kaseya, and they're basically targeting all the companies we really trust with our security, right? And if you start looking at that and you see the ransomware, let's call them entrepreneurs. Well, no, let's call them criminals, right? They're stepping up their game, right? In the old days, they attacked individual companies, right? Right now, they're attacking infrastructure companies that provide security and system infrastructure. And that way, it becomes easier for them because they auto-infiltrate in a lot of companies and can start working there. Yeah. And there's one big advantage that still saves us. And you know what it is? It's false money and greed. Imagine with the Kaseya story that these guys used this and stayed hidden for 2-3 years. Yeah. What the impact at that moment would be if they launch at this moment. Now they launched pretty quickly their attack, right? Yeah. Imagine that they do what the Belgacom hackers did. Hide, keep their heads down. And then the damage is so much bigger. Yeah. Now I'm not a conspiracy thinker at all, but one thing just leaves me thinking. Kaseya asks DIVD, which is a Dutch ethical hackers club, to look into their system for a vulnerability. They find one, and at the same moment, Revil, the Russian group, actually attacks. So what has happened? I mean, the guys from Kaseya are not stupid. DIVD is not stupid. But what is happening here in this game? What? It could be an inside job. Everybody's soul's for sale. One of the things that always strike me is we make a big deal about ransomware, right? But it's going to be a new type of attack every 2 to 3 months. What bothers me is that we don't talk about the real problems, huh? The real elephants in the room, the problems we all know, but we do not talk about. Huh? One of the things that strike me is how many companies pay up, right? Mm-hmm. Pay the ransomware. Cyber risk insurances pay for ransomware, right? We came, one of my student guys came across a Bitcoin wallet address, right, from an Asian ransomware group, right? You know how many Bitcoins went through that in 8 months? 22,000. Oh my goodness. That's €1 billion? Yeah. I don't know the evaluation of Bitcoin at this moment, but it's a lot. It's a lot of money, yeah. I mean, and the more money you put in there, the more resources they have, the worse it will get. So the first thing we need to do is stop paying up. Now, I know why companies pay up. Because they don't have anything digital left. Yeah. Everything is stolen, everything is encrypted. And then the real elephant in the room comes up. They don't have decent backups. They don't have a decent business continuity strategy. And then they don't have a choice than pay up, right?
Yeah.
And that's the elephant in the room. We need to stop paying. We need to stop having a bad business continuity strategy, which means, oh, I have backups. Visit, do you have backups? Yes, I have backups. When was the last time you tested your backups?
Yesterday.
Yeah, right. Right? And it's typical in the way we still see security. We still see security as something that will go away, right?
Yeah.
That's a temporary fad, like bad weather or COVID, or it's going to be gone next year. No, it's not going to be gone next year.
Yeah. You're mentioning don't pay them. You're mentioning make sure that your business is organized and that there's a clear strategy on how to do the backups and to test and try them. But I think a lot of people know this. They 100% agree with you, and then it still happens. I sometimes hear people saying, the only thing to make sure you're not a victim of a cyber attack is completely disconnect everything from the internet. But what is the balance in this?
That's the right thing. We need to get a balance, and we have human nature, right?
Yeah.
I should go out to run 15 kilometers 3 times a week too, right?
Yeah.
Right. I should not drink my Trappist beer every evening.
No, that is easy.
No, that's not easy not to do that. Anyway, but it's humankind. We make mistakes, but we need to build the basic infrastructure, and we call that the expensive word for it is an information security management system, right? Mm-hmm. And what that basically is you're going to create a logical procedure on how you're going to run your security. Same thing as you do in quality. You plan your security. Where are my risks? How much can I invest? How I'm going to secure? You implement it. You check it. You audit yourself. You adapt. That's what you got to do. You got to get your act together. For instance, if tomorrow Microsoft is hacked and loses all Office 365 data, right? What guarantee do you have your data? Zero.
Zero, and it comes very close. If one of the next targets will be the financial world, or so that people will not be able to access their money or an ATM or whatever. I feel we're not done yet.
Listen, you know how many years I've been doing this conversation?
Yeah, I know.
25.
Right? 25, Jan, and it's always a pleasure to meet up with you.